So now we've kind of run through some of the basic commands, and I've kind of put together this little kind of as we progress forward, kind of put together this little diagram, which is by no means like this is how things should be done. It's really just to kind of give you the idea of that that analysis is somewhat cyclical, right? Where you're not going to be like, look at this and you're done with it. Is that you're going to kind of correlate it back to different areas, and you're going to use that information to say, if I see something here and don't see something here, well, that's a discrepancy. Or if I look at here and I get a little bit more information out about that process, now I have something else to look at, right? So it's going to be something that as you gain information, you're going to kind of refine and rerun and perform different searches or different analysis approaches to kind of help you better understand what something was doing, right? And this really comes down to is that you're going to go on site, you're going to collect your volatile information, netstat and task list and so on and so forth. You're also going to collect a memory image, you're going to collect a disk image, and then eventually you're going to get back to your lab, and you're going to be performing some analysis, right? And what you're basically going to start looking for is you're going to check your incident response results, so things like task lists and so on and so forth. You're going to start getting a listing of that, and you're going to compare that to your memory analysis. And you're going to look for discrepancies there, right? Because this can give you a good starting point about what may have been hidden or what may have been misrepresented or so on and so forth. And that's eventually, as you get discrepancies, you're going to kind of rerun and kind of perform some of this analysis going forward. So as we kind of get into a little bit, kind of some other analysis techniques, kind of building, kind of giving into you in pieces. There are some other options for forming process listing. There's process list, process tree, which will give you a hierarchical view of the process list. PS scan, which we'll talk about a little bit more in a bit. As well as PS cross view. They're all basically task list output, but in different representations. You can also do things like ignore file scan, because that actually doesn't exist anymore, and I've been meaning to remove it forever. But handles is something that exists, and you can use as another module to get handles that are associated with the process. You can get DLL listings as well as open network connections and sockets, which is often very helpful for kind of understanding what a process was performing. And then memdump, of course. And kind of looking at here's some kind of similar, similar syntax you can see here, but associated with different options. Really, kind of using this as a reference here, and then kind of answer your question, talking about the executable extraction. They have one of the benefits of volatility, which, as far as I know, isn't available in any other memory analysis tool. Is the ability to do proc-exe dump, which will actually dump the process executable. Or the executable associated with the process, which can be really helpful for performing analysis, or when you're dealing with something like packed or encrypted malware that has components decrypted or unobfuscated in memory. One of the things is that there are some limitations to this. Oftentimes, the executable won't run because of how it's actually being, read from memory. In some cases, it will, but in some cases, it won't. So, you need to be aware of that.